Hey guys, just gonna be a quick little video on some cars I got when I went on my trip to uh, Ireland. Me and my family and some of my relatives visited Ireland for the first time, and I found some pretty cool souvenirs and toy cars and some cool things. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, we went to this restaurant I found on Google down in Dublin called the Church Bar and Cafe, which used to be an old church converted into uh, an old bar and cafe and restaurant kind of thing. Like there's the bar in the center. There's a second floor, which I'm assuming is this wooden part right here. Stained glass, really cool. That's what the outside of it looks like. So I thought it was really cool. And onto the souvenirs and diecast. We pretty much most of the stuff we can't really get in the United States, but this one we were able to get in the United States. This Matchbox AMC Eagle, 1980 AMC Eagle. We did get this car in the United States. Well, I don't know about in real life, but we got this particular diecast in the States. But it was really, really hard to find. At least in my area, it was hard to find. I never found this in the stores, Walmarts and Targets. I couldn't find it anywhere, or Fred Meyer or Kroger, I couldn't find it anywhere. So I picked it up because they had a few of them there at this toy store called Toy Master. So they had quite a bit of cool stuff. It was this really big two-story toy store, which we don't really have in the United States unless you go to the Toys R Us at the American Dream Mall in East Rutherford, New Jersey. But yeah, there's the AMC Eagle. I finally got my hands on one. And then onto a brand that we do not get in the United States called Siku. I've shown a couple of things. I found a couple of things when I was in Italy last year. A bus and a train. I didn't find as much there as I thought I would, but Ireland definitely didn't disappoint on Siku diecast. We got a racing car, a Formula One car. Really cool. I never knew Siku actually made a Formula One car. So that looked really cool. I had to pick it up. Very cool. We got an Audi RS5, I think that is. RS5 Racing. Le Mans car. Also really cool. Couldn't pass it up. I got quite a few different Le Mans cars, but I don't have an Audi Le Mans car. And then we got the BMW 6 Series 650, 645i Cabriolet. Very cool. In blue. And last but not least, from Toy Master, probably my favorite Siku diecast car they ever made. Siku ever made was this Kia Sorento. I remember seeing this like online a while back. I was like, man, I really wish I could find this car, and I never did think that I would actually find it in the store because I didn't think Siku made it anymore. But it turns out they still do, and you could still find this in the European market. So it's really cool, and it made perfect sense because me and my family rented a Kia Sorento when we were there. A little bit newer than this one. This one's a little bit older one, like a 2020 and before that, like a 2015 to 2020, and ours was like a 2022 or something like that. But yeah, super, super awesome. I love this piece from Siku. I love this diecast from Siku, Kia Sorento. By far my favorite thing that they made that Seiko's ever made. The F1 car is pretty cool too, but I just love that they made a Kia Sorento. You don't see that very much in the diecast world. Sometimes you see Matchbox make certain cars like that, just normal everyday cars like the CX-5, like the Mazda CX-5 and Mazda 3 and stuff like that. But it's cool to finally get the Kia Sorento in there too. It's the only diecast manufacturer to make a 1/64 scale Kia Sorento. And then moving on to some other diecast that we also don't get in the States. It's from a brand called Oxford. Oh, there we go. That's easier to read. Oxford. And I picked up quite a few pieces from them as well. I went to this cool diecast store down in the city of Belfast called... I'm trying to think of the name. Hold on, let me think of the name for a second. Okay, so it's called My Old Toy Box. It's this little diecast toy store inside of a shopping center across from a shopping mall. And it's in another little shopping center. So it was really cool. A tiny little store, but they had lots and lots of cool stuff from like military figures. They had Star Wars figures. They had some bigger scale cars. They had slot cars. They had old Matchbox. They had Hot Wheels, Greenlight, Johnny Lightning. I mean, they had all kinds of stuff over there. But I was really interested in stuff that I don't personally have, and frankly, we just can't get in the United States. Stuff like this Toyota RAV4 172 scale, a little bit smaller than like Hot Wheels scale. But very cool. The little Toyota RAV4 convertible. Don't have very many Toyota RAV4s. I just have the new Maisto one that came out. So that's really cool. Then we got a Land Rover Discovery 4 in gold. Also very cool. And then we got the Nissan Qashqai. Now, we do have these cars in the United States in real life, except we call it the Nissan Rogue Sport where we live. But down in Ireland and other countries where this car was being sold in other markets, it's called the Qashqai. And we never got the original first generation ones. We just got this newer one, which we call the Rogue Sport. And then they call the Nissan Rogue, the regular Nissan Rogue that we have in the United States, the X-Trail. Down in Italy and Ireland and the European market, they call it the X-Trail, the normal Nissan Rogue that we have in the United States. But yeah, I saw lots and lots of these on the road. That was probably the number one most common car I saw when I was down there in Ireland. Was seeing a lot of these. They had a lot of these Nissan Qashqais, the first generation and second generation ones. But yeah, you'll get to see some videos and some photos of some cars that I saw over there. So stay tuned on my Instagram and on YouTube Shorts as well. On my Shorts tab, I'll have some videos coming soon. We have the Jaguar XF. It's really hard to see, but it's this dark green color. Let me get my flashlight so you can see the color better. Hold on for a second. All right, so this is the Jaguar XF. I don't know any other diecast manufacturers that make a Jaguar XF, but this one's really cool. It's in the British Racing Green, as they call it. Very, very cool. The little sunroof on top. And next up we have the Jaguar XJ. This is a car that I considered thinking about wanting to own someday in the future. Even though it may not be the most reliable thing out there. I just thought they looked really cool, and I just love flagship luxury sedans. V8 powered luxury sedans. Like the XJ. This one's in a nice black color. So very cool. I think Welly is the only other diecast manufacturer that makes a Jaguar XJ in 1/64 scale. They also make it in 1/44 scale and 1/24 scale as well. And I think 1/18 scale as well. But as far as 1/64 scale, Welly and Oxford are the only ones that make a small 1/64 scale or 1/76 scale Jaguar XJ. So very cool. So that's all I got when I was in Belfast at that diecast store. My old toy box. And next up, I got a few other cars at this other toy store down in Galway called Art and Hobby. And I got quite a few different short clips down in Galway in a short little video that I'll share with you eventually. Whenever this video goes up as well, it'll either before or after. Probably be after I before I upload this video, I should say. Anyways, we got the Volkswagen Transporter. They had quite a few of these down there. We used to have a little Volkswagen van back in the 2000s, but it was discontinued in 2002 in the States. But they're very common over there for cargo vans and emergency response kind of vans. So that's really cool. You get the light so you can see that color. There you go. There's the Volkswagen badge. Little panda on the side. Very cool Volkswagen Transporter. And we saw a lot of these down when we were passing through. We saw a lot of farmland and we saw a lot of these tractors. So it only makes sense I had to pick up the Siku tractor. They had a few different diecast tractors that Siku makes, but this one was probably my favorite. And we saw, I think, probably quite a few of these blue tractors. I'm not sure if these were the kind that they were called, the New Holland. But very cool. I don't have very many tractors in my collection, so it's kind of nice to get one of these. So pretty cool. Siku tractor. And next up we have a BMW 750i, I think. Yep, 750 or 7 Series, as it's known as. Pretty cool. And last but not least, we have another work vehicle called, let me get this in the light, called the Manitou Telescope Platter? I don't know how you pronounce that exactly. I probably butchered that quite a bit, but yeah. Siku, they don't make just cars. They make all kinds of different farm equipment and bigger scale toys as well. So it's kind of a brand I kind of wish we had in the United States because they make a lot of cool stuff. Like this commercial type equipment as well. Diecast equipment. I think the only thing we really have that comes close to that is like Ertl, that farm brand called Ertl, which you can find at Tractor Supply here in the United States. That would sell certain things like this, like tractors and equipment, farming equipment and construction type equipment like this. But this is really cool. The little loader on it. All right, next up we have another Oxford diecast. This is the Austin K8 van with Coca-Cola printing on it. I don't recall if I have ever bought anything with Coca-Cola printing on it. Matchbox many years ago did a collaboration and with Coca-Cola, and they made like 5 packs of all these different American and other diecast cars, and they put Coca-Cola printing on it, like the bottles and the pandas and all these different Coca-Cola licensing. And that's kind of one of the more common things, like with McDonald's and Coca-Cola and certain brands and Goodyear, they do all kinds of collaborations with toy car makers. So yeah, and Coca-Cola is a huge name with making all kinds of different merchandise. So this is really cool to see. And like I said, I don't think I have anything Coca-Cola branded, anything with Coca-Cola tampos on it. I don't have any Matchbox or anything that's got Coca-Cola printing on it. So this is really, really cool to get. A little Austin van. But yeah, that's really cool. And then next up we have a Honda hat. There was like a little farmer's market down in Galway, and they were selling these car brand hats. They didn't really have, well, down there, their market is different. They don't have Dodge, and they don't have a lot of General Motors products. I think all the General Motors products that we have are sold as Opals down there. But they do have Honda and Toyota and Jaguar and Land Rover and Volkswagen. Volkswagen and Toyota are probably the two most common brands that they have down there, and they have Fords. Ford, I think, is the only American manufacturer that they have. But I think out of the Japanese brands, Honda was probably my favorite when it comes to their vehicles. Even though I'm not a big JDM fan, I just thought this hat looked really cool. And Honda is a really big sponsor in Formula One as well. So it's got 2 Honda logos, one on this side and then one up front, or actually 3, because there's the one in the corner. But yeah, pretty cool hat. Honda hat. So I thought that was cool. And last but not least, I will show you something that was quite spendy, but something that I don't think I'll ever be getting, at least not for a long time. But I couldn't pass it up, so hold on for a second. Let me switch my way over to the other side. All right, last up we have a fragrance. A very special and expensive kind of fragrance. If any of you guys are into fashion, you would know what this logo is. And I've over the last few years, I've built up my wardrobe to how I really like it. And if you've seen any photos on my Instagram, I have a little circle tab called Fashionated to see what my personal style is. It's a lot more sophisticated. Is kind of my kind of style of what I usually wear almost every day. But yeah, we got this fragrance from Tom Ford. It's called the Grey Vetiver, which I don't really know how to describe the smell. It kind of smells sweet, but also kind of lemony a little bit at the same time. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but it's very fresh. It's a very fresh kind of smell, watery kind of smell. A very fresh, earthy, watery kind of smell. It smells really good. But yeah, there's the box. Il Di Parfum, Grey Vetiver of Tom Ford. Yeah, very cool. So I couldn't pass it up because Tom Ford is like one of my top 3 favorite fashion brands. The other 2 being Versace and Calvin Klein. I own a ton of pieces from Calvin Klein. I've shown in previous videos, I think. So I've shown quite a few Calvin Klein things. I don't have anything from Versace, but I'm hoping someday in the future, once I run out of this fragrance and my Calvin Klein Eternity for Men Aqua spray that I have, cologne spray that I have, once I run out of those 2 things, I'll hopefully see if I can upgrade and get the Versace Eros Eau de Parfum perfume or fragrance that you can buy at Walmart right now currently. So, but for now, this is something that I don't think I'll ever find again, at least for the price that I paid. This normally I think retails at like at the high-end designer shops for like $180, $175 or something like that. And I only paid, I think, 115 US, 103 euros, which transfers to 115 American US dollars here in the United States. But kind of spendy, but hey, it's a fragrance. It's Tom Ford. I couldn't pass it up. And I'm a sucker for Tom Ford. I love all their like little videos of the fragrances and all the little short clips of fashion that they do. I absolutely love what they do on their pages. So I'm a huge Tom Ford fan. So I couldn't pass it up. So they're probably my favorite fashion brand compared to Calvin Klein and Versace. In my opinion, they're probably my favorite. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for all the Ireland videos coming up. Thanks for watching, everyone.